Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Season and Serve blog. My name is Melissa and in today's video I'm going to give you an update on our garden and do a kitchen garden tour for August. Now, August was a very erratic month. We had really high heat and then also really cool temperatures and lots of rain, so the garden is kind of all over the place, but we're finally seeing our summer crops like tomatoes come in, as well as our fall crops like butternut squash. And of course, I'll also be giving you an update on Pearl's pepper patch. This has been thriving and I can't wait to show you all the peppers that I have in here. So if you want to see what our kitchen garden looks like in August, just keep on watching. We'll start off in our first garden bed, and our peonies and snapdragons are looking okay, and we also have some scallions that are finally starting to grow and bulk up. We're also working our way through the scallions from early spring, but I'm going to be pulling these soon since they're a little bit too big. And our David Austin Tranquility Rose put on a beautiful show this August with lots of blooms, and we have the darkest green foliage I've ever seen on our rose. And it's doing so good that it's shooting off into space. I wanted to actually see how tall this would grow, but I will be trimming this back just so we can get a few more blooms before winter arrives. Now our cucumbers had mixed success this year. The best one that we had was this Persian cucumber that I let get a little bit too big. They're super good, but as you can see, the one on the right, the Japanese cucumber, has totally died, and I think it was because of all the rain that we got. But the Persian cucumber, super delicious. I absolutely love this, and I'm definitely going to save the seeds and grow this again for next year. Sadly, the Japanese cucumber didn't live too long, but it did give us 4 really large cucumbers, which were delicious. I am going to grow this again next year as well. And in the middle of summer, our in-laws gave us this really nice light yellow cucumber. It tasted so good and they let me keep one, but sadly it died and it only gave us 1 cucumber. So hopefully I can go to their house and pick some more up. And next to my cucumbers, I sowed some amaranth, and only 1 amaranth made it. This is the Hot Biscuits amaranth, and I can't wait to show you what it looks like when it comes into bloom. This is absolutely stunning and I love growing amaranth at home. I also have some beautiful Oklahoma ivory zinnias that I planted in a pot. They are so beautiful, and we have tons more zinnia buds on the way. And alongside that, I planted the Proven Winners Super Bina Sparkling Amethyst. It is such a beautiful flower. It has all these multicolored petals, and I just love the purple and white combination. So that's it for the first garden bed. Now let me show you what's going on the trellis. So back in early summer, I planted some butternut squash, and we have one really good success. You can see there is a huge squash on this vine, and I'm so excited that this is growing. One day I went out and I saw the bloom had opened on the female flower, so I pollinated it, and it has just been thriving. And I wish I could say the same thing for my other butternut squash plant, but I think this plant is really stressed. It keeps forming the fruit and then dropping it, but hopefully it picks up in the next few months so we can have a little bit more squash from this plant. And at the base of the trellis, we have a shiso growing. Again, this was a total volunteer plant, but I love the stunning dark purple color of it. It is going to look so beautiful in the fall. And then next to that, we have our zucchini, and zucchini was a big flop for us this year. We haven't really gotten any fruit, but at this point, it's just really being used for the flowers, which obviously taste delicious. But very excitingly, we have a lot of tomatoes that are growing. My tomato plants are 10 feet tall, which is absolutely insane, and they are taking a long time to ripen. I think it's the combination of me letting it just grow and then also the cold temperatures. So a few weeks ago, I chopped off the tops of each plant to encourage the fruit to ripen. And about a week after I did that, I noticed that our cherry tomato plants started to ripen the fruit. So we have lots of sweet million cherry tomatoes coming in, as well as a sun gold, which is this beautiful orange one here. These are my absolute favorite. We're still waiting on our full-size tomatoes like the Mortgage Lifter and Pink Brandywine to start ripening, and that should happen fairly soon. To encourage those to ripen a little bit faster, I am going to be trimming the leaves, especially too with all the rain that we had. There is some disease that's happening on the tomatoes, so I'll be trimming that back in hopes of ripening those tomatoes faster. And underneath all of our tomato plants, I planted some basil, and this has been an excellent year for basil. You can see how much is growing, and we have a lot that's ready to harvest. So we will be turning all this basil into an authentic Italian pesto in the next few days. I am going to post my pesto recipe to my Instagram, so make sure you follow me there. And next up, I'm going to give you an update on our herb garden, and this is kind of growing out of control. Everything has really grown very well this year. Our chives, our lavender, and our mint are thriving, and our borage actually came back. If you remember from my last video, it was shooting stems off the side, and those actually flowered just like I thought, so it totally worked. And our taro plant is thriving as well. It is shooting out little baby plants, so hopefully that means there are some taro roots to harvest in the next few months. And our big herb barrel is totally packed with herbs, so we have some sorrel, some thyme, and some parsley that are doing really well. And unfortunately, we had a cilantro plant in here that bolted already. I may still try to grow another one by the end of the season, but we will see. At least the flowers look really nice. And that's it for the herb garden. Now Pearl wants to show you her pepper patch. So as you can see, the pepper patch is absolutely out of control, especially on the right hand side. This gets the most sun and heat. So the biggest one we have this year is a Scotch bonnet pepper, and I have never seen a Scotch bonnet grow this well before. I started growing this plant from seed. The seeds came from West Coast Seeds and they were so good. As you can see, it's full of flowers and full of peppers, and I can't wait to make some Scotch bonnet hot sauce. It is going to be so good. And right next to that, we have another really spicy pepper. This is actually a ghost pepper plant, and the stalks on this plant are massive. So it is doing really well and giving us lots of fruit. And I also have 2 jalapeno plants. These are the Black Magic jalapenos from West Coast Seeds, and I love the floral taste. They are very spicy as well, which I love. And the next plant we have is a pepperoncini, and I recently used these peppers in a garden to table jardinera recipe. If you haven't seen that, go to my Instagram and my blog to get that. It's really delicious and tangy and spicy, and a great way to use up garden peppers. And our final pepper plant in the back corner is a poblano, and the poblanos are actually getting full size. This is the first time I had success with these, and I can't wait to stuff these with cheese and grill them. They're going to be delicious. And additionally, in Pearl's pepper patch, we have a dahlia growing, and I intended just to have this here to start growing and transplant it into our garden beds, but I didn't get around to doing that, so I'm just letting it grow in place here. And this variety of dahlia is called Bolt, and it is a nice medium creamy yellow. It is so beautiful, and I love the pop of color it gives to Pearl's pepper patch. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the tour of our kitchen garden for August. Again, this year has been so weird. We've had really mixed success with our garden, but I feel like that's okay. You know, every year doesn't go perfect, and you know, we have to just appreciate what we have. So I'm looking forward to lots of beautiful tomatoes coming in, as well as the big pepper harvest. I can't wait to show you a video just on that. It is going to be spectacular. In the meantime, make sure you follow my blog for lots of great end of summer, early fall recipes that are coming soon, as well as my Instagram for some behind the scenes updates on my garden, including the progress updates of our butternut squash harvest. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to enjoy the best of the season every day.